it's Elena. I know it's been a while since our last post, but I wanted to come by and let you guys know what's been going on and things like that. So we were on spring break that, like we guys let you know, from April 3rd through the 9th. And during that time, I got a chance to visit my brother and meet his fiance. And I also met my nephew, who is almost 1, so that was pretty exciting. And I also got a chance to visit my dad and my brother and sister, so it was really nice just to spend those 2 weeks with family and getting to know my new sister-in-law. So that's what we were doing the 3rd to the 9th of April. Now, as you guys know, we had our last cycle before we left, and we were to take a pregnancy test on April 10th, which is the very next day from when we get back from break, from visiting our family. So we were both really excited, and I thought it was a good time to just relax and not think about what we've been going through and spend time with family and loved ones. So that was really nice for us. Now, it was, I would say, probably the 3rd or 4th day that we were at my brother's. And, we were having a good time, and I knew we were going to Universal. So roller coaster rides and things like that were off the table, but I was okay with that. We still had a really, really good time. And the next couple of days, I would say next 2 or 3 days, we took my nephew to like a little, it's almost like fun. So like it has a lot of arcade games and you can do go-karting and things like that. So we took him there, which was a lot of fun. And I started to feel like really funny. So I went to the restroom and I was heavily bleeding. So that was really, really hard for me during that time because I was with family. I was with my new nephew, and I'm not really good at showing emotion. So after about 30 minutes in the bathroom, Michael calls me and is like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But I was a hot mess. And so I was just trying to collect myself and know that everything was going to be okay and everything happens for a reason. But it was just hard when we were so hopeful, and so far it had been so great. My follicles are good. I was ovulating. So all of that is really, really good news for us. So we were very optimistic. And to see that, it was heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking every single time. You would think over time it would get easier because you see the negative pregnancy test or you start bleeding. You think that, okay, you get used to it. No, for me, it's like heartbreak all over again. And it's just a roller coaster of emotions. You go from being stressed to hoping you did everything right, to praying for good news. And just the hardest part, I think, is the waiting game, when you have to wait like 2 weeks to take a pregnancy test to see, did it even go through? And, are we pregnant? So it is a roller coaster full of emotions, definitely. But yeah, so seeing that wasn't really good for me. So I came out finally after like 45 minutes of being in the bathroom. And my husband can tell immediately when I've been upset. My whole face gets red, my chest is red. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. And he's like, no, like, come on, like, what's wrong? And I told him, what had just happened. And you could just see it in his face. And I love that we are both so in it together, and we're there for each other. So we both, like, try to be strong for each other. But at times like that, like, we just know. And so we just took time in the back of the arcade and just hugging each other and telling each other it's going to be okay. Because, like we always say, I still get emotional about it now. But we always say that no matter what happens, like, we still have each other. And above anything, we're best friends. And to go through all of this together and dealing with lupus, none of that's easy at all. And so to find somebody that has your back, like, when you're just laying on the couch and you don't want to move, or yeah, when you come out of the bathroom after 45 minutes and you're a hot mess. I mean, you need someone to have your back. And that's what's really good about us. Anyway, so I came out of the bathroom and, we collected ourselves, and I went back outside, and of course, my little brother is like, what is wrong with you? Did you fall in the toilet? Like, what happened? And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, let's continue playing mini golf. And he was like, no, Lena, like, what's wrong? And I told him, and I think because of this whole time, it's been, like, we've had support from, our family, but it's been me and Michael, like, in the muck of things, dealing with emotions. It's been me and Michael. So for my brother to be there and for me to get upset or have those emotions, or, be there when he can see all of that, was really different for me. So he basically just grabbed me up and hugged me, and I just like broke down in his arms. And so then he was like, all right, let's go inside. I want to talk to you about a few things. So we went inside, and he told me, he said, look, he's like, I hate seeing you guys like this. I hate it. And he goes, you guys out of anybody would be great parents. I see you with Oliver, and the way you act with him, and how Michael's so like gung-ho to hurry up and get the diaper bag and anything that he needs. But to hear those words of encouragement from my brother really meant a lot to both of us, because this is something we've wanted for going on almost 3 years now. So it was really nice to sit down and talk to him, and I don't think he's it's hard for him to realize like how hard it is and how much we sacrifice or go through. I mean, even before, even like I said, dealing with lupus, it's a lot. But I think for me, dealing with lupus, like, you never know day to day what's going to happen or how you're going to feel. But on my end, I can do everything possible to make my life easier, taking all my medications, resting, taking as much stress as I can out of my life. So I can do eating right. So I can do all of those things that will set me up for success, basically. And I've learned that over the years. And it's never easy. I can do all the things right and still be sick as a dog. Or I'm just like the weatherman and every part of my body hurts and I can tell it's getting ready to rain. So all that you deal with lupus. But as far as infertility, that's a whole nother ballgame. And that's where I think a lot of times I have a hard time, because I can try to do all the things right, do everything that the doctor says, and we try every home remedy we could possibly think of, or old wives' tales. We're willing to try and do it all. But I think with infertility, the biggest thing is you have no control. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and you just have to let it take its course, stay relaxed, and that, to me, is the hardest part, because I have no control. There's nothing I can do. That's kind of where we're at. Michael, And so Michael left right after vacation. We had literally had like 5 days together, so I was busy like packing, getting ready for him to go. We went grocery shopping, getting all the stuff that he needed for him to go to this school. And he's going to be gone for about 4 months. And so we got him ready to go. He's gone right now. He's doing fantastic, by the way, so I'm very, very proud of him. And that was basically it. We basically went from vacation to straight getting him ready to leave, and it was just like one thing after another. And so now that he's been gone for a little while, it's pretty weird, because I've been doing really good. I went through a phase where I would just be driving and just start crying out of nowhere. But I mean, overall, I've been doing really well and handling things really well, and except for the other day. And it's really hard for even me to talk about stuff like that because I'm always like trying to be positive, and like I said, I've been doing really good with my emotions and coping with things. But I think I'll tell you the story. So both of my nephews' birthdays are coming up. I have one in May and one in June. So they're both about to turn one, and we are both super, super excited. They are, I don't know, they're the best things that's happened to us, and their parents are wonderful. Their parents are people that we look up to, and I know when we have our own child, we can come to them and we trust them because they do an amazing job with our nephews. But anyway, so I was shopping for their birthday, and I was excited, and I was like taking pictures of what they might like, or what would be useful for them. And so I was at the store picking stuff out, and I was fine. And I remember having a thought, like, I could be shopping for our child, or our child might like this. But it was really like a quick in and out. Like, I didn't think twice about it. I didn't get upset. It was just like, oh, this would be nice for our kid, or, if we were shopping for our kid, this could be us right now. So it was just like a quick thought. And then I, finished picking out stuff that I thought my nephews could use and would really love. So then I got home, and I placed the bag right by our front door, like our little entryway. And the next day I woke up and I was doing laundry, and no, I got home from work. That's what happened. I got home from work, and I was doing laundry and all of that. But when I walked in the living room, I saw the bag of the baby stuff. Again, like, it kind of, I wouldn't say rubbed me the wrong way, but it made me have an emotion that I hadn't had or wasn't really used to. And I continued folding laundry, doing the things around the house. And I was sitting there as I was folding, and I just started bawling. And I didn't even know, like, why I was crying or why I was so upset. And so I tried to tell myself, like, what is wrong with you? and so I was just crying and so upset. And then as I sat there and as I was in my emotions, which I don't do often, and when I do, it's very hard for me because I'm always used to doing for, like, our family and Michael, and, we're always on the road. And to sit in my emotions and be present was very difficult and very upsetting. And as I sat there, I started to think. And with everything we have going on, and when I started heavily bleeding at my brother's, I didn't give myself time to grieve. I was upset, yes, but it was for a very brief moment. And then, we went on, like, with our vacation and having a good time and loving on our nephew and seeing all his milestones. He had just started walking. So it was very quick. I didn't really get time to feel what was going on, basically. So as I sat there in the pile of laundry, it was weird. I started feeling all these emotions and was very upset. And I think seeing the baby stuff in our house just triggered it for me. And how bad we still really want this. And so that was really hard, just seeing stuff for me. Which I said, like, I haven't felt that yet. I've been definitely upset, and there's events that I couldn't go to because I knew that I wasn't in the best place or wasn't the right time for me. It was a very sensitive time. So it was, like I said, it was very hard, and I sat down and I just had to think, like, we have a lot of things going on. It's the end of the school year for me. Michael left for school. We just got back from vacation. And now I'm handling everything here at the house, from bills to yard work to housework, everything. So I had to deal with that, and I had to deal with another negative pregnancy test. So it was hard for me that day. Then a couple of days have gone by, and I'm doing better. I think that I just needed that time for myself, and I needed that time for me to grieve. I needed it. So two days went by, and I was just thinking, like, God, like, tell me why we're going through all of this. And I always question that, but I know there's a reason. And yeah, it might be hard as crap right now, but I texted Michael yesterday, I believe it was, and I told him, I said, I've been thinking a lot, like, what does God have in store for us? My hardest thing is that I can't see the future, and I don't know what the future holds for us. And that scares me. That scares the crap out of me. Because I'm like an Uber planner, and, I want to have control. I think that's my biggest thing, is not having control. And I'm learning, that's the biggest thing that I've learned from this whole journey, is I'm learning to trust. I'm learning to be open. Like, if you would have asked me like 2 years ago, or, even 3 years ago, would I be doing videos like this? I would be like, you are out your mind. Like, no. The only people that knew about my struggles with lupus and now our struggles with infertility were my closest family, like my immediate family and my friends that are my family, because this is so sensitive for me. But I realized it was bigger than us. And if we can help other people, then I'm all for it. And that comes with the lupus, the infertility, the emotions that I go through, the emotions that he goes through. So it's like yesterday, and I told Michael, yeah, that's the biggest thing that I'm struggling with, is not knowing, and am I doing the right thing? But I told him there's a reason for everything, and I told him there's a reason for change in our life, and a reason for different seasons, and everything that we're going through, every time of our cycle is a different season, and what we have in our future is something that we cannot even foresee, and God only knows. And we have to be okay with that and learn to trust. And that comforts me, and that knowing that no matter what, everything's going to be okay, and he has our back. And whenever I have bad days like this, it's all right. It's going to be okay. And so, yeah, there's a reason for different seasons, and our future is going to be great. We have each other no matter what. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Michael's at school. I'm about to end the school year, and we decided while he is at school to take this 4 months for ourselves, exercising, eating right, spiritually, all of those things. So when we come back together, we can be stronger and ready for what is in store for us and what the future holds for us. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at now. This is probably the longest post that I've done by myself, and kind of letting you guys into our lives and into the changes that I go through. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Don't forget to like this video, and please share. Because there's other people that are going through it, but it's something that's not really ever talked about. Kind of the same thing with lupus. So if there's any questions or answers that you might have about infertility, or what we have next, there's a few things that we've been talking about yeah, so just let me know. All right. Thanks, guys. I love you. Bye. Have a good Sunday.